You're about to go way off the beaten path, deep into the ink-drenched underground, where the wildest stories hide. Welcome to Manga Subterraneia, where host Trini digs deep into the raw, the rare, and the ridiculously underground. From mind-melting art to stories too wild for the mainstream, this is the real heartbeat of the manga world. Think you know manga? Think again. Manga Subterraneia is up next. Only on Starplanet Darkside.
Oh, hey, Trini.
Oh, hey.
Another episode of Manga Subterraneia, huh?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, I bet you have. It's been a while.
So, where are you off to anyway?
I'm gonna go check on Cal.
Ew.
He's been hanging out with Gigi for a week. I'm gonna go see if he's still sane.
So, where's Gigi now?
Yeah, I told him about my comic book collection from Universe Alpha, so he got all excited. I told him he can go check it out, so he's on his way to the storage lock.
You're letting someone else, other than yourself, near your comic collection?
No, Trini, out of all of my friends, current company included, G-Ghost knows comic book etiquette better than anyone.
Okay,
That guy will
sure.
never crease or fold a comic book in his life.
You know what? I've been meaning to ask you a question, but out of sight, out of mind.
Shoot.
What is Gigi exactly?
He's like a muso.
Yeah, I know that. But what is he exactly? He doesn't look like a human or synthetic.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean? You've never asked?
You know what? I don't judge people like that, Trini, because I live on a mountain of moral high ground.
Oh, shut up, Toolbox. You know what I mean.
Yeah, it's complicated. He's like a cosmic abomination.
A what?
You can remember like every second of his life. Do you know that?
Bullshit. No way, dude.
It's true. Isn't it, Arius?
My guy speaks the truth, Trini.
Explain.
Okay, well...
Would you like me to tell the story?
Go for it, buddy. You're a better storyteller than I am.
This is going to take a while, isn't it?
He wasn't born. He was shed. In the final convulsions of a dying star, when its core split and its light curdled into something feral, a fragment slipped free. Not matter, not spirit, but a sentient fracture of stellar consciousness, a stellar revenant, torn from its mother's burning heart. Whatever he was then clung to her gravity, well like an unborn child refusing the dark. He circled her corpse for eons, bathed in radiation and grief, tethered by forces older than time. When she swelled into a red titan in her last, desperate breath, the expanding tide of gravity cast him away, not gently, not mercifully. He was flung screaming, though he had no mouth, into the interstellar abyss. He drifted for millennia, a shard of living light, a mind without a body, a hunger without a name. The first thing he touched was already dead. An alien husk floated in the void, vast and pale, as if discarded by the universe itself, its civilization long extinguished, its flesh preserved in vacuum like a relic in a tomb. He collided with it, and instinct took hold. Light seeped into marrow, energy threaded through nerve. The corpse convulsed. Reanimation is not resurrection. The alien mind was not gone. It lingered, fractured, furious, territorial. What followed was not possession, but war. In the silent cathedral of that skull, they battled across memories of extinct oceans and cities carved from crystal bone. He devoured what he could not dominate. He burned what he could not understand. He won, but victory left him trapped in dead flesh, immortal and alone. So he began to build. Over ages uncounted, he gathered the wreckage of civilizations, alloyed hull fragments, shattered AI cores, whispering obsolete commands, the bones of derelict warships, the mineralized remains of creatures that had once ruled their own suns. He fused metal to sinew, dark matter to bone. He learned to weave gravitational filaments into muscle fiber. He replaced organs with singularity engines that hummed like distant choirs. He turned himself into an evolving cathedral of extinction. He walked across battlefields after stars were conquered. He advised emperors who believed him a god. He outlived them all. He watched galaxies thin and unravel at the edges. He learned to step between collapsing systems as others stepped between rooms. When a civilization grew stagnant, he nudged it toward brilliance or ruin, sometimes both. To some, he was the harbinger. To others, the last witness. To a rare few, he was simply death with patience. And now you see what he has become, an undying sovereign of memory, crowned in the relics of fallen worlds. But if you could peel back the armor of dead empires, if you could quiet the engines beating where his heart should be, you would find, buried in that impossible core, the same abandoned stellar fragment still orbiting a memory of warmth.
Still reaching, still longing to be held one last time by the star that cast him out.
His words exactly.
Oh my god, and you believe that shit?
Ease up,
The guy
Trini.
talks about himself like he's Hulk Hogan.
Ease up, Trini. Let's not bring the Hulkster into this. Don't speak ill of the dead, especially the Hulkster. Okay, brother?
He didn't play bass for Metallica too, did he?
I miss you, Mother.
What's up, true champions of the cause? Welcome back to Starplanet's Manga Subterraneia. This is the show where we dig deep into the obscure, the overlooked, and the beautifully unhinged masterpieces from the land of the rising sun, the manga that most people will never see. I am your host, Trini.
And I am the tenebrous Arius Vallo.
And in this series of Manga Subterraneia, we're spotlighting a very specific breed of creator, a group of mangaka who actively avoid the mainstream, artists who operate inside their own closed, dark web-style forum ecosystem. I'm talking about the underground collective known as Hapiuro, or as we call them, the Happy Evil Crew. This small but dedicated group has been self-publishing since 2006. They upload their work to their hidden forum, print ultra-low page count mini manga, and then just leave them in the most random places all over Japan. No marketing, no bookstores, just chaos and mystery. If that sounds insane, it kind of is. And if you're new here and want the full context, go check out our previous episodes where we break down who the Happy Evil Crew are and why they matter. Now, speaking of previous episodes, last time we started our deep dive into what I lovingly called the dark web's Pokey Dragon Balls, the manga Mini Gods by Daiki Kobayashi. You might also recognize Daiki as the vocalist of the Tokyo-based Neotrash band Watashi no Akai Masku, or My Red Mask. And when I say Neotrash, I mean raw. I mean chaotic. I mean zero concern for your eardrums. The band is infamous in underground circles for their relentless energy and total lack of mercy for the audience, and they sound just like this.
That's a summer top 40 hit if I've ever heard one.
If you want the full breakdown on Daiki and his background, definitely watch the last episode. And honestly, if there's enough interest, we might even do a special deep dive into this hidden Neotrash dark web music scene. So if that sounds like your thing, let me know in the comments.
Let's get into it.
Alright, if you're as curious as I am, hit that like button. Subscribe for more explorations into the strangest corners of manga. And ring that bell so you don't miss when we descend into the abyss again. Now, let's get straight into it. Mini-Gods, Issue 2.
I've been looking forward to this.
So, when we last left Mini-Gods, we found out the entire saga, all this chaos, all this cosmic violence, is happening on the surface of a baseball. And Issue 2 opens with this insane full-page spread. Like, immediately. No easing you in. It's basically a statement of intent. Artistically, we are deep in Neotrash territory. Scribbled lines, ink splatter, aggressive cross-hatching. It looks unstable, like the page itself might rip. It feels very reminiscent of those classic Neotrash album covers, like the Ghost Computer's I Am the Black Box, or This Killed JonBenet's Humanity, Human Cattle. That same raw, unfiltered, we don't clean our brushes energy. And then there's this really smart design choice. We get this pinpoint location panel, almost scientific, showing exactly where on the baseball the action is happening. A dot on the curve of the ball leading our eye to a bigger panel. It really sells the scale. All this divine chaos, reduced to a speck on cowhide. And inside that panel, we see the final image from Issue 1. Ash Oni, after the impact, post-punch, gripping to that Cyclops guy's wrist, smiling with that evil grin.
There's my boy Ash Oni taking that hit better than Chris Rock did at the Oscars.
What?
You don't remember when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock? Greatest thing to ever happen on TV.
Oh, I remember
Which, by
TV.
the way, no one even watches anymore.
They don't, huh?
It was almost like it was meant to happen.
Wink, wink, huh?
I'm just saying, who leans back to slap someone? Post that back foot, rotate the hips, commit to it.
Oh yeah, I remember now. It's wild though. It's almost like nobody really cares about television anymore. It trends online for 5 minutes and then we all move on.
I can't believe you forgot it. It produced some of the greatest memes ever. Just Will Smith smacking the absolute shit out of everything.
Uh-oh, Richard!
I'm gonna cry. I'm not crying.
That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Oh my god, that Street Fighter one is the greatest thing I have seen this week.
Will Smith needs to be a manga.
You know what? Before that video, I wouldn't have believed you. But now I agree.
Yeah, it's just Will Smith walking around slapping shit for no reason.
Okay, I like
Will
it.
Smith is at a restaurant eating a bowl of spaghetti.
Of course it's
And the
spaghetti.
waiter walks up to see if everything is to his liking. And Will Smith just smacks the shit out of him.
Oh my god, yes. I would totally read that.
Oh, it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
Will Smith slaps a dog in a park into orbit.
Oh no, not the puppy.
He just walks down the street slapping random people in the face, yelling, "Keep my wife's name out of your f***ing mouth." It's just Will Smith slapping random shit like, A self-checkout machine that keeps saying unexpected item in the bagging area, and a vape cloud that won't dissipate.
Or his own reflection after a bad haircut.
Yeah, and an avocado that's not quite ripe yet.
A crypto wallet that shows his NFT collection is worthless.
And a hipster that says, I like their earlier stuff.
Or a LinkedIn connection request from someone he's never met.
It could be called, I don't know, Will Slaps.
What about a fresh slap from Bel Air?
What about the slaptastic adventures of Will Smith?
Okay, I like that one.
I knew you would.
What about the bitch slapper of Bel Air?
He did more things than the Fresh Prince, you know.
What about Goodwill slapping?
Wild, wild slap.
Will Smith, one slap man.
Big Willie stiff slap.
Ew, that sounds like a porno.
Nice.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's continue.
Yo, what about Slapsmith?
Okay, well, anyway.
Holy shit, that's a good one.
Meanwhile, Ash Oni.
Really? You're just going to move on after the gold I just found?
Yes, I am.
Seriously?
Don't ruin my show, Arius.
I'm not ruining your show, Trini.
You're literally about to.
As if you wouldn't pick up a manga called Slapsmith starring Will Smith.
No, Arius.
But what if the concept and layouts were by Moist Critical?
Who?
And written.
No.
And illustrated by...
No, Arius. You leave him alone.
Written and illustrated by Rob Liefeld.
God damn it, Arius.
What?
Don't listen to him, Uncle Rob. We love you here at Starplanet.
Yeah, just jokes, Uncle Rob. We love you, dude.
Alright, so meanwhile, Ash Oni is out here getting smacked in the face on the surface of a baseball by a Cyclops demigod.
Look at him go.
Okay, so we turn the page and...
Hell yeah.
God damn it, Arius.
What now?
You derailed the show so much that we're not even past the first page yet.
Oh, sorry.
God damn it.
I'm ruining the show, aren't I? My bad.
Look, I think this needs to be said before we continue. If this is your first time here with us on Manga Subterraneia, then this is also your first time seeing Daiki's Mini Gods art style. Now, here's the thing. Outside of this manga, Daiki's art is nothing like this. Not even close. His usual work is just ridiculously good. Clean lines, strong anatomy, dynamic compositions, proper, polished stuff. But in Mini Gods, he's deliberately turning all that off. He's channeling his inner child. It looks like something a bored kid drew in their math notebook instead of doing fractions. Jagged lines, uneven proportions, faces that barely hold together. And knowing that changes everything. So, with that context out there, let's open our minds.
Mind open, I love this stuff.
Good, because we're jumping straight back into it. Big return strike from our protagonist. And yeah, I guess we can officially call Ash Oni the protagonist at this point. He claws the Cyclops guy right across the face, or what he calls a face. And I love this panel. Even with the scribbled chaos aesthetic, Daiki's actual skill is shining through. The composition is tight, the motion is clear, the impact is readable. You feel that scratch. There's weight behind it. And I need to point something out, the sound effects. Daiki highlights them, literally. He uses highlighter ink so the sound effects explode off the page. It's such a small choice, but it works so well. The chaos is monochrome scribble madness, and then, bam, fluorescent impact text screaming at you. I love that.
He's using all the stationery.
Every tool in the pencil case. Second panel. Ash Oni follows up with a massive kick. And I mean a clean kick. Full extension, strong pose, no ambiguity. Cyclops guy goes flying. And again, despite the "this was drawn during math class" aesthetic, the action is crystal clear. Daiki knows exactly where to place bodies in a panel so it reads instantly. It's messy on purpose, but it's controlled chaos, and that's what makes it good.
Good stuff.
As we continue, the Cyclops guy does this surprisingly graceful mid-air flip. It's messy lines, sure, but the pose? Elegant, controlled, almost balletic. And watching from a distance, we've got both overseers. The diamond guy, the one Ash Oni calls Master, and the ball-headed guy, the one Cyclops guy calls Master. They're just standing there, observing. No interference, just letting it unfold.
And for the uninitiated, we still don't know their real names. Trini refuses to tell us. So until then, it's Diamond Guy ball-headed guy and Cyclops guy.
I just want you to have the same experience I had reading it for the first time.
Oh, thank you.
The slow realization, the mystery.
For the mystery, folks.
So, foot the page. Cyclops guy lands hard, skids across the ground, dirt tearing up beneath him. You can almost hear that gritty, scraping sound effect. Because Daiki loves his fluorescent chaos. Next panel, Ash Oni is grinning. Not relieved, not scared. Grinning. Like he's just discovered something he didn't know he was missing.
Friendly reminder.
Yeah, what?
This is literally the first fight Ash Oni has ever been in. The first punch to the face is what unlocked this in him. This love of violence. It bloomed the second he tasted it.
And that's such an unsettling detail when you think about it.
I know, right?
Cyclops guy rushes forward again. No hesitation, no words, just forward momentum. The masters are still watching. And then, the final panel of the page. It's just a mass of motion in front of the one Ash Oni calls master. The ground is exploding upward, dirt and debris kicked into the air. And all you see are blurs, black, red, blue. They streak across the panel so fast you can barely track them. It honestly reminds me of those classic speed moments in Dragon Ball Z, when characters move faster than your eyes can follow. Just shockwaves and color trails and the suggestion of impact. You don't see the punches, you see the aftermath of speed. And in this messy, notebook doodle art style, it somehow makes it feel even more chaotic. Like two gods fighting in the margins of a math textbook.
Chala head, chala.
We see Ash Oni's master look up, slowly, as if tracking the fight into the sky. His posture barely changes, but his gaze does. And that subtle shift tells you everything. The battle has left the ground. We turn the page, and before I even continue, I need to pause here. This is one of the most cluttered, intense pages I have ever seen Daiki produce. The first time I saw it, I genuinely stopped and thought, what the hell is going on? And I know you're thinking the same thing.
Yep, you're not alone. There is so much happening on this page.
Yep, lines everywhere, ink splatters cutting through figures, limbs overlapping, speed lines fighting other speed lines, panels barely containing the action. It almost feels like the page layout itself is collapsing. And Daiki actually addressed this. In a post responding to that exact question, what is going on? He explained that he wanted to capture the chaos of a fight in a way he'd never seen depicted before. He said that when you think back on a real fight, you don't remember it clearly. You remember flashes, fragments, impacts, blurs of motion, sudden bursts of violence. So he wanted the page to look like it was fighting back against him, like the paper itself didn't want to hold the story, like it was resisting being drawn on. And honestly, in my opinion, he absolutely succeeded. This page doesn't read smoothly. It assaults you. You don't calmly observe this fight. You survive it. And for a series that's already scribbled, chaotic, and emotionally unstable, this is the moment where the art stops being messy and becomes aggressive.
So what you're saying is he has to explain this page the way some modern gallery artist has to explain why launching a poo-covered dildo at a white wall
What?
is actually art. Like it's a metaphor for the collapse of Western democracy or whatever.
No, it's nothing like that.
Okay.
What are you even talking about?
Well, besides pointing out the state of modern art.
Yeah, don't do that
I'm
again.
just saying, should you have to explain comic book sequential art like that? Isn't the whole point that it reads clearly? That it's digestible?
And that was exactly the criticism Daiki got when this chapter dropped. People said it was too messy, too chaotic, that it abandoned clarity for experimentation. And that's fair. Sequential art is meant to guide the reader. It's choreography on paper. But here's the thing. Over time, people came around. When you zoom out, when you stop trying to read it panel by panel and instead experience it as a whole, you start to appreciate what he's actually attempting. He's pushing the boundaries of manga page layout. He's experimenting with how motion can be represented beyond clean speed lines and tidy impact frames. Now, I'm speaking from the position of someone who's read way past chapter 2. I've seen him refine this. I've seen him perfect this chaos later on. So in hindsight, this page feels like a prototype, a risk, a test run. But if this exact manga had dropped into a completely different audience, it probably wouldn't have survived. A lot of people would have dismissed it on the art style alone.
That's true. It's extremely nonconformist. And considering his audience is basically people embedded in underground digital music scenes, the kind of crowd that thrives outside the mainstream, he's speaking directly to them. Outlaws, misfits, outsider artists, people you wouldn't take home to meet your mother.
Exactly. If you're into Neotrash, if you're into hackcore, you already live on the fringes culturally. You're used to abrasive aesthetics. You're used to art that doesn't explain itself politely. This manga isn't trying to win over the mainstream bookstore crowd. It's made for people who already feel like outsiders. So with that said, let me actually break down this page for you, because once you untangle it, it's not random at all.
God knows I'm gonna need it.
Alright, let's untangle this chaos. Panel 1. Ash Oni is clearly enjoying himself. There's no fear, no hesitation. He's smiling like this is the best day of his life. Panel 2. Cyclops guy swings and misses. The motion line curves hard across the page, and that curve is important. It literally drags your eye into the next panel where Ash Oni lands a clean counter. Then there's a tight little insert panel. Cyclops guy pulling back, coiling up, ready to punch. And then he lands a stiff right directly to Ash Oni's face. Now here's my favorite artistic choice on this entire page, maybe even the entire issue. Daiki literally draws the characters tiny on a separate piece of paper, cuts them out, and pastes them onto the page. Ash Oni is reeling back, ready to attack again, but he's physically layered onto the chaos. It gives the page this tactile, almost collage-like aggression. The fight isn't just drawn, it's constructed. It feels disconnected from the page in the best way, like he's tearing through the medium itself.
That's such a cool visual.
I know, right?
And honestly, that only works in this kind of experimental style. To pull something like that off, you have to step outside the box, then set the box on fire.
Exactly. There's this side panel of Cyclops guy's face, locked in on Ash Oni, focused, determined. Then Ash Oni dives low, tackles him, and they go flying back toward the ground. Final panel, massive impact, rubble exploding, lines colliding. The page almost caves in on itself. And that's the story the page is telling. Is it hard to read at first? Yes, but it's not random.
If you follow the S-curve down the page, you can see he's actually following classical composition rules. He's just bending them to the edge of snapping, and I respect that. Someone who knows the rules so well, they know exactly how far they can push them without everything collapsing.
And if you know anything about Daiki's past, that tracks. He's always been someone who pushes against conformity. And coming from a culture where social conformity is deeply embedded, that makes it even more striking. It's rebellious in a quiet but very intentional way.
The guy plays in an underground band scene where the audience thrives on anti-mainstream energy. I don't think conformity is in this man's DNA.
We turn the page. Full page spread. Ash Oni straddling Cyclops guy, who's buried in rubble from the impact. The ground is cratered beneath them. Red energy is pouring from the corners of Ash Oni's mouth now, thicker than before. He looks unhinged, ecstatic, like he's discovered religion and its violence. He's laughing. And we finally get the first dialogue of the issue. Oh, tatakau no wa tanoshii, ha 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 ha. Or translated means, oh, fighting is fun, ha 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 ha. He continues, oh, kono kouyoukan, itami, soshite koufun. Or translated means, oh, the rush, the pain, the excitement.
He's such a cool character, not gonna lie. He has that unmistakable silhouette energy. Like when you see Son Goku or Mickey Mouse, you know instantly who it is.
Well, design-wise, he basically is a silhouette.
True, but that's the point. In this art style, that simplicity hits even harder.
Agreed. Next page. Ash Oni looks down at Cyclops guy and says, Nandaka henna kanji ga suru. Or translated means, I feel funny. Cyclops guy looks up, and for the first time, there's fear in his eye. Then, Ash Oni's back explodes outward, flaming wings. Not feathers, but jagged, violent red energy bursting from his spine. The same energy that's been leaking from his mouth since they hit the ground. Cyclops guy instinctively raises his arms to shield himself. And trust me, that is a mistake. Because what comes next? It's where things get gruesome.
Oh, hell yeah. Bring it on.
So we turn the page, and the first panel just hits you in the face. Ash Oni, mouth wide open, that evil grin stretched to its absolute limit, huge teeth bared. It's not just a smile, it's predatory. Second panel, he bites down on Cyclops guy's hand, or what we're generously calling a hand.
It's kind of a hand, yeah.
Third panel, he tears. You see flesh separate, bone distort. The line work goes from chaotic to jagged and violent. And Cyclops guy's face? Pure shock, pure pain. It's the first time he doesn't look composed.
He's got to know he's screwed at this point, right?
You'd think so. Next panel, and this one's unsettling. It looks like Ash Oni is sucking blood from the wound, just completely lost in the moment. Then, the following panel, he tears at the mangled limb again. No hesitation, no mercy.
Jesus Christ, dude.
We turn the page. First panel. Diamond Guy finally speaks. Orion, shoufuku suru ka? Do you yield, Orion?
Wait, who's Orion? That's bald-headed guy?
Yep, that's his name.
Okay. Now that I know his name, I wish it was still bald-headed guy.
What's wrong with Orion?
I don't know. I had high expectations. Ash Oni is such a cool name. Orion feels like it needs more edge.
Well, deal with it.
Well, I guess I have to now.
Next panel, Orion responds. いや、降伏しない。彼はまだ終わっていない。Or, no, I don't yield. He's not done yet. And that line changes the tone completely. Because this isn't just two monsters fighting anymore. This is a test. And Cyclops guy is still expected to continue. Ash Oni takes one final savage tear and rips the stump clean off. Light blue blood sprays across the rubble. It's almost stylized in its brightness, but it's brutal. Final panel of the page. Ash Oni pulls back one clawed hand. Cyclops guy is flailing beneath him, one arm gone, body broken against shattered earth. And Ash Oni is winding up for the finishing strike. No grin now, just hunger.
Get ready to meet your maker, Cyclops guy.
I wouldn't speak too soon, Arius.
What do you mean?
All right, we turn the page. And Cyclops guy's eye starts to glow.
Oh no. He's not about to go full X-Man laser beam, is he?
Hold up. Before we even get to the blast, look at what Daiki's doing here. He's back in the pencil case.
Did he ever really get out?
White out.
And?
Yellow highlighter.
His old friend.
He layers the white out first to create this thick, glowing base. Then hits it with the highlighter so the energy actually radiates off the page. It's such a practical, physical solution to a visual problem. And I love it.
That's cool.
This manga isn't just drawn, it's assembled.
If you really look at it, the highlighter wouldn't pop without that white underneath.
Yeah, that's right.
But if he rendered it cleanly any other way, it would completely break the aesthetic.
Good eye, Arius.
As chaotic as this looks, he's absolutely thinking this through.
Next panel. Massive surge of energy erupts from Cyclops guy's eye. It's violent. It's explosive. The whiteout cracks through the scribbled chaos like lightning. Ash Oni gets blasted clean off him. And then, final panel of the page. No border. Open composition. Just negative space. A single line to represent the ground. Ash Oni flying through the air as the energy dissipates from Cyclops guy's eye. It's quiet. After all that visual noise, it's quiet.
It even looks like Daiki scratched away the notebook lines in that area to increase the emptiness. That's clever. If those lines were still running through that panel, it would ruin the impact.
Yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite panels he's ever done. It's so simple, but the simplicity only works because of the chaos that came before it.
Yeah, I'm sold.
And then, final page. Cyclops guy trying to pull himself up from the rubble. One stumpy hand gone. Light blue blood still pouring from the stump. He's shaking, barely standing. In the background, Diamond Guy says, しぶとい創造物だな、オリビオン。感心したぞ. Or, translated says, resilient creation, Orion, I'm impressed. That line tells you everything. This was a test, and Cyclops Guy, despite everything, passed. And that brings us to the end of this issue, and unfortunately, the end of this episode.
Man, this mini-gods thing is getting better every issue, and we're only on issue 2.
I'm glad you're liking it, Arius. We'll continue mini-gods next episode. So if you enjoyed today's breakdown, leave a comment, hit that like button, and if you never want to miss an episode, make sure you're subscribed and come hang out with us again. And while you're here, go check out the latest episode of Starplanet Darkside. That's the show where Rookie introduces you to cartoons and anime from across the multiverse. If you like this kind of deep dive into weird experimental art, you'll love that. So with that said, I've been your host, Trini.
And I have been the tenebrous Arius Valo.
Stay unique, stay cool, and stay weird. Bye, everyone.
Come on, Trini. Slapsmith is gold.
When the night falls and the streets breathe, stories awaken from the shadows. This is the hour where heroes rise, where legends clash, and the impossible becomes reality. It's not just animation, it's the rhythm of rebellion, the heartbeat of chaos, the pulse of a new dimension. Gear up, lock in. The night belongs to those who move, who fight, who never back down. This, true champions of the cause, is where the streets meet the screen. This is Starplanet Darkside.